This is a video for the Barney Rubble Syndicate. Well guys, mission complete. We took Barney down to the mighty Tryon International Equestrian Centre and tackled our first 4-star long. This competition qualifies him for the 5-star level. We'll most likely do that next year. I think Barney was very, very good throughout this competition at Tryon, but I think doing one more 4-star long at the end of the year at Morven Park in October will build him up nicely for next year's 5-star. The great news is Barney's definitely coming along in the dressage. We got down there a couple days early and really sort of got him settled in and worked him well, and he did a blinder of a test. He finished in second place after the dressage on a 31, and we were only 0.1 of a point behind the eventual leader of the dressage. I've forever always thought that this horse has got incredible quality in the dressage, and he's just a lunatic or a hot, feisty, wild man at the horse trial shows, and I'm holding on for dear life in the dressage, and it was wonderful doing a dressage test here where we prepared him at the competition for a couple of days, and I rode him once or twice before the test, and he got lunged every day, and we really got him settled in. And anyway, I was very, very pleased with his test, and it's only going to get better. This is just the beginning. The three judges, the good thing is the judge from the Olympic Games had us on a 70%, so the other two were just slightly less, but I feel like Barney's, he got a score of 31. He's easily going to get into the 20s. If you see these flying changes, they're good and clean. They're still not quite sort of soft and through, but they're getting there. Anyway, unfortunately, the cross-country course is sort of on the other side of a freaking mountain, and we had 3 horses at the competition, and they all went within about an hour and a half of each other cross-country, so we sadly didn't get any video of the most exciting part of the competition, which was the cross-country. Barney was brilliant. He was the first horse to go in the 4-star long. It was a 10-minute course, and I let him rip, and he can gallop like the wind. It was a very, very challenging course. Only 8 horses actually managed the course to go clear, and only 2 went inside the time. I had one blip on him, which is just haunting me. Barney was fantastic. I really let him open up and gallop, and there was every tough fence you could imagine. And he was right on the minute markers, and towards the end of the course, the hardest jump on the course was this big hanging log at about a 2-meter drop into a water, then a bending 5 strides to a corner in the water, and the corner in the water was on a really sort of sharp turn, tough angle, and then you had to continue on and jump another corner coming out of the corner. Barney jumped massive into the water, like huge, and sort of catapulted me forward. And he stumbled a little bit on landing, and as we landed, I was around his neck, and I was sort of like three or 4 strides away from the corner, and I quickly turned left, and then I quickly made a U-turn and then jumped the corner, and unfortunately the video showed that I just barely crossed my tracks. I tried to argue it, but it was one of those ones where it did, for me to get back over the corner, I did have to cross my tracks. So it was it was a bugger. Anyway, we got 20 penalties. We didn't have a run out or a stop or anything. I just made a bit of a S-bend serpentine line after I nearly got jumped off. It was heartbreaking because I believe we would have made the time, and anyway, sadly, he should have finished first, second, or third. Anyway, we still got our qualifying score for 5-star for next year. He was bloody brilliant the whole way around, and after the cross country, I've never been so certain that this is a big time 5-star horse. He's got big stride. He's lightning fast. Once he settles in, he's great in the dressage, and then you'll see in a moment. After all of this, he comes out and just show jumps like a legend. So very, very pleased. he's still green at this level. This is the trot up after the cross country. So, like I said, sadly we didn't get any of the cross country, which is the brilliant part of our weekend. And so this is Sunday morning, the health inspection. Barney's been a very, very sound and healthy horse. And we iced his legs a couple of times. We didn't even give him fluids, actually. I felt like he finished so fresh that he was trying to bite me there. We didn't worry about rehydrating him too much. He's a weapon. He is a purebred athlete. So anyway, guys, going forward, I think we're going to rest him for a couple of weeks. I think he deserves probably 2 or 3 weeks rest. Then we'll bring him back into work. And in the summertime, I'm not going to compete him on the hard ground much. I think we'll concentrate on our dressage and show jumping, and then line him up for like 1 or 2 horse trials or CIC 4-stars. I think he'll probably just need 2 runs, maybe 3, an intermediate and maybe a 4-star or an advanced or 2. And then he should be very, very competitive come Morven Park. He would have learnt a lot from this competition. It was the hardest we've pushed him. It was by far the most challenging course that he's ever been faced with. And then this show jumping round was awesome. He actually hangs up in the air a bit. I got some time penalties in the show jumping. My jumping coach Peter said I was a little bit wide, like on this turn here. It's a bit hard when he was the first horse to jump, so it's sometimes hard to gauge of how nifty you need to be in the ring to make the time. Obviously, with our penalties the day before in the cross country, it didn't really matter. We finished 8th, but like I said, it was a perfect weekend for Barney, except for one split second when the pilot fell onto his neck and was holding on for dear life when he jumped so big. Anyway, guys, Barney's he's a legend. Mission complete. We got through our first 4-star long. We'll do 1 more at the end of the year at Morven, do a couple of events, build him up, and we've got the real deal for 5-star next year. This thing is going to be unbelievable at the top level of the sport.